full review time. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. I've been doing a lot of first run impression videos lately because I'm getting a bunch of shoes and I want to try them all. But there are a couple shoes that I also have that are already at 50 miles. So we're gonna chip away at those today. And we're gonna start with the Hoka Rincon 3 full review. Just to give you some background context on what the Rincon is, in Hoka's lineup, it's pretty much like the lightweight daily trainer / tempo day shoe. It kind of sits in between those two categories in my opinion. I have been a fan of the Rincon in the past. It reminds me of that original OG Clifton 1 a little bit. There are some things that I like about the shoe, some things that I don't, and we're gonna talk about those today. Now, I'm kind of switching it up with my full reviews. I'm not gonna go into all the detail about the upper and the midsole and what they're constructed of, as I do in my first run impressions videos. I think that's kind of redundant. If you want to see that information, you can go to my first run impressions video right here. I'll link it right here. Instead, today we're going to talk about what worked for me in the upper, what didn't, what worked for me in the midsole, what didn't, outsole, price, and my conclusion on the shoe. So we'll talk about all of that, but first, of course, the run footage. Hit it, Ruby. Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was sent to me by Running Warehouse and Hoka. However, neither company is going to see this before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions, as always, are my own. All in all, this upper has held up really well over the course of 50 miles. There's really no signs of wear on it whatsoever. I started wearing this shoe in probably like early September, so it was definitely hotter out. Now, fast forward to January, it's pretty damn cold outside, and I would definitely say I feel that breathability even more so now with that freezing wind passing right through that forefoot. But this is a shoe that's gonna give you that breathability no matter what the season is. I felt like it was breathable then, definitely feel so now as well. If I turn it this way, I said in my first run impressions that I thought this would fit a bunch of different foot types, and I still kind of feel that way, although I will say this definitely errs on the narrow side of things, and I have a narrow foot, so that's probably why I originally felt that way. Definitely is a little bit slim. This tongue is still short. I still don't like it, and I wish that they would put a gusseted tongue on the shoe and just raise it a little bit, so that hasn't changed. And this pull tab has hung on for dear life. I mean, really not dear life. It's still pretty damn sturdy and stiff. I actually really like this pull tab. It grew on me. I thought it was kind of weird at first, but it really is pretty efficient. If you're wondering if you should get this shoe, if you want a substantial upper that's got, you know, some overlays to it for structure, that sort of thing, just want like a little bit more protection, then this might not be for you. But if you're looking to kind of trim down the fat on your upper and just get what you need, then this could definitely be for you. I like this a lot. I don't think that it's flimsy in any way. I think actually for a more lightweight upper, it does pretty well. But I did want to make that point to you that if you're looking for something more substantial, then you might want to look in the direction of like the Clifton. But overall, it held up well, still feels great on foot, so it's a thumbs up. If you're looking for a Hoka plush shoe, then I would not get the Rincon. To me, this shoe feels a little bit firm, and it's interesting as I'm running, like my first mile, it feels firm to me, but then it definitely does like give a little bit. And I think I said this in my first run impressions video as well, so that still kind of stands here. But overall, it does feel firm, and I think that's because it's not supposed to be the daily trainer that you log, a bunch of long runs and miles in. I think it's supposed to be, for your shorter distance days that are maybe at like a little bit of a faster clip. So they didn't want to beef this up with all that plush, marshmallowy, soft foam. I took this out on a 20-mile run during my Chicago training cycle, and I was craving some more cushioning underfoot by, I don't know, mile 15. That being said, I think because of the lower amount of foam that this shoe has compared to the other shoes in the Hoka lineup, it's able to do a lot more things. You can take this on tempo day runs. I did that plenty of times during my training cycle, and I've done it still, now after the marathon. And you can also take it on semi-longer-ish runs. It's just going to feel a little more bare bones, a little more lower to the ground. If you prefer that, great. If you want a little more, push up to the Clifton. Now, how has it held up? One of the biggest issues with the Rincon is the durability, and I would say that this shoe has flattened out a bit in that midsole. I don't know what it is about the Rincon, but the outsole and the midsole just never hang on as long as I would like them to. I mean, it's not fully dead. It only has 50 miles on it, but I definitely do feel a difference from, the first time that I ran in this shoe. And I feel like it just gets firmer by the day. I honestly probably have more than 50 miles in the shoe at this point, and yeah, it's definitely starting to feel very low and compressed is really the only word I can use. Flattened, there you go. I do think this shoe has a lot more miles in it, obviously, and it's nowhere near dead, but it does compress, it does lose that durability quicker than other shoes in its category. What I think would be really cool that I would love to see Hoka do in the future is maybe put like their Pro Fly X foam in the Rincon and just see how that helps with performance, but also with durability. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, I don't know. Overall, though, the ride of the shoe is fun. I love that it can do different things. It's not just stuck in one category. I think that's going to appeal to a lot of people who don't want, 7 shoes in their rotation, just want a few. This would be a good one to pick up and put in the lineup. Would it be my do everything shoe? No, because the 20-mile run didn't go as well as I had hoped, but it would certainly be one in the rotation. The outsole of the Rincon 3 actually held up a lot better than its predecessors because they put a little more rubber here. I remember in the earlier versions of this shoe, the forefoot was totally just like chewed up from the exposed EVA hitting that concrete or that pavement. But we don't have that here because we have some nice rubber to protect it. And it really did do a great job. And the rubber is not even really that messed up. There's a couple signs of wear here and there, but really nothing too terrible. And even the exposed EVA is not really chewed up as bad. So maybe they did something to this that I don't know about. But I am definitely impressed with how they fixed this outsole and made it just a little bit more durable because it was probably the biggest weakness of the Rincon. Not to mention, this traction is pretty good. Yesterday was a really crappy running day, as you could see from the footage. Well, I guess crappy is relative or opinion, but it was a wet running day and I didn't feel like I was slipping and sliding around here. It held up just fine. So good job, Hoka, for improving this outsole. The Hoka Rincon 3 is $119.95 on runningwarehouse.com, which I think is a really fair price for this shoe. It's a lightweight daily trainer that might not last as long as some more beefed up, more expensive models. So $120, fair. I like it. If you're interested in picking up a pair of the Rincon 3, I'll put a link in the description of this video, so you just click that, pick up your own pair. Keep in mind this is an affiliate link with Running Warehouse, however that doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos and hopefully helping you to pick out a shoe that you love. So I like this shoe. I will admit I liked it a little bit more when I first got it. The durability factor and the firmness of the midsole kind of became negatives for me. in the long run, but overall a really fun shoe, a versatile shoe, and I think a shoe that a lot of people will enjoy. So for that reason, I'm giving it, I really want to give it like a 3.7 out of 5, but that's not a thing, so we'll round down to a 3.5 out of 5. Sounds like a low score, but it's really not. It's a great shoe. I just would really love to see them kind of do something with this midsole to keep it lower stacked, to keep it a little less, but to just give it a little more durability and some oomph. Pro-Fly X. That's what I think they should do. All right, so now let's throw up a screen with the pros and the cons. For pros, I have that this shoe is super versatile. It's lightweight. It's very breathable in the upper. And the price of the shoe. For cons, I have durability, which is a pretty big con. The midsole is a little too firm, and I hate the tongue of this shoe. And that's pretty much it for the Rincon 3. I enjoyed it while I ran in it. Will I continue to run in it? I don't know, maybe, but there are a lot of other shoes I have to get to, and honestly, kind of other shoes that I do prefer at this point. I am excited to see what they do with the shoe going forward because I do think they can do a little bit more, but still keep the Rincon true to its Rincon roots. Well, everyone, that concludes my full review of the Hoka Rincon 3. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell so you can find out every time I upload a new video. I have another video for you next Sunday, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. I've had better weather, but it's not that bad.